The first scream wasn't hers. It came from the bullies. A shriek of laughter echoed through the locker room as three girls huddled around a phone, whispering and snickering at something they had captured. Ow. But she didn't know yet. She was still sitting on the far bench, tying her shoes, unaware that a single snap of a camera was about to change the course of her life. Her name was Emily. Quiet, reserved, never the loudest in class. The kind of girl teachers liked but classmates overlooked. She carried books the way others carried makeup bags, kept her headphones tucked in at lunch, and never fought back when people tossed comments her way. Easy target, that's how the bullies saw her. It happened after gym class. While Emily was changing, unaware, one of the bullies, Kara, tilted her phone just enough to capture a blurry but obvious photo of her in the locker room. They didn't think twice about privacy, respect, or decency. To them, it was entertainment. And by the time the bell rang, the photo had been shared in a group chat. It grew bigger by the hour. Emily felt it almost instantly. Whispers, stares, a boy smirking. As she walked past, a girl covering her mouth giggling as Emily tightened her grip on her backpack. By lunch, she knew something was wrong. She didn't know what yet until her friend Sarah sat across from her, face pale, phone in hand. Emily. They posted. It, Sarah whispered, sliding the phone over. Emily's breath caught. The image wasn't clear, but it was enough to humiliate her, enough to make her stomach churn and her vision blur. The post was captioned with mocking words, turning her into a joke she never volunteered to be. Her hands trembled. Felt exposed, powerless, violated. That night, Emily cried herself to sleep. She thought of staying home the next day. She thought of disappearing altogether. Shame is heavy, it wraps itself around your chest and makes breathing hurt. But somewhere in that storm of tears, another thought surfaced. They don't know who I am, she whispered to herself. The next day, she walked into school with her head lower than ever, but her mind sharper than it had been in weeks. Every cruel laugh cut like a blade, but Emily forced herself not to crumble. She knew fighting back in the same way would only feed the fire. So instead, she made a choice. She went to the principal's office. She told the truth, shaking but steady. She handed over names, details, and asked for the photo to be taken down. It wasn't easy. The bullies denied it at first, twisting the story, saying it was just a joke. But the digital trail didn't lie. Within days, the truth unraveled. Consequences came down hard. The school suspended the girls. Their parents were called in. The post was deleted. But that wasn't the end of Emily's story. The bullies had tried to reduce her to a single moment, a single picture. Yet what they didn't know was that Emily wasn't fragile in the way they thought. She wasn't just the quiet girl in the back of class. She was a writer, an observer, a thinker who had spent years turning pain into words no one had ever seen. With Sarah's encouragement, Emily started sharing her story first in a school assembly, then online. She didn't share the photo, but she spoke about what it felt. Like to be targeted, what it meant to reclaim your voice after someone tried to take it away. And slowly, something remarkable happened. People listened. Other students began to come forward about their own experiences. Finding courage in Emily's, the same halls where she once walked invisible, now echoed with quiet nods of respect. Not everyone changed. Bullies rarely disappear overnight, but Emily had shifted something bigger than their cruelty. She had shown that silence wasn't weakness, that shame loses power when spoken aloud. Months later, when she stood on stage at a school assembly, her voice didn't tremble anymore. I thought they could define me with a single photo, she said, looking out at the crowd. But we are never just what they say we are. We are bigger than their words, stronger than their laughter, and braver than they'll ever understand. The auditorium erupted in applause. Emily smiled, not because she had defeated her bullies, but because she had defeated the version of herself they wanted her to be: small, scared, voiceless. The truth was clear now. She wasn't who they thought. She was so much more, and that became her legacy. Not the shame, but the courage to turn pain into power, and the strength to rise higher than the people who tried to break her.